Mackey with the angle to his left has just nailed a 49-yard field goal to get the Gamecocks on the board. 13:09 remaining in the first half of play. Clemson 7, South Carolina 3. This is the Gamecock Sports Network.
Bill Rutland Chevrolet in Florence has begun its year-end clearance sale. Bill Rutland Chevrolet is overstocked and have been told to clear out their present inventory because more is on the way. Prices have been slashed, interest rates cut, and all you need is a minimum down payment. The time has come for you to own a new Chevrolet. At B7, but that game started in the afternoon and wound up in darkness. That's the one that was such a thriller. Clemson winning in the final seconds, 31-27. Last year, these two teams played to a 21 tie at Death Valley when the Gamecocks had a chance to win it on a 41-yard field goal, but Hagler missed it with 25 seconds left. So getting set to kick it off will be Eric Markle. Spots the ball at the 35. Down the field, we have Joe Henderson and Wesley McFadden, and it's a short kick, and it's taken at the 27-yard line by Dan Pearman, who plays tight end. That was a very short kick, but evidently it was designed that way.
It was, Bob. Clemson has been very, very successful all year long on their kickoff returns, and at one time we're leading the nation in kickoff returns, so Gamecocks just decided to pop it up in there, over in the corner over there, around the 20 to the 30-yard line, and force them into a fair catch, and that worked out fine for Carolina. They were down there with good coverage.
Clemson's football, 1st and 10 at their own 28. They line it up in the I formation with one wide out. Williams pitches. There's a fumble. The ball picked up by McFadden, running to his right, comes up the sideline and has run out of bounds in front of the Carolina bench up at the 26-yard line. I want to tell you, Tigers got a break there. That is oftentimes the most difficult football to pick up. McFadden did a super job, and he has run out of bounds.
Got a good break, too. That ball just kind of bounced right up in his hands, and it can go a lot of different ways. We're on the natural turf here, but on AstroTurf, there's no telling where that ball bounces. But good play by McFadden to pick it up. He's got enough speed to turn the corner, pick up a little blocking over there.
They lost a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 11. The Tigers at their 26-yard line. Only one setback. Williams passes off the corner, caught by Gardner over there, and Cooper up the sideline is hit down as he gets to the 35-yard line.
Bob, it was a fumble, too, when I believe right after. Let's go down to Don. He was right on the play. Don?
Well, it was a bubble route just like South Carolina's. Robinson came up and hit Cooper, and the ball popped right out of his hands, went right past McKernan, who was there, and Clemson's Coley fell on it up at the 35-yard line, essentially for a gain of 8, making it 3rd and 3 right here for the Tigers. Almost again a big break for the Gamecocks. 3rd down and 3. Clemson just shy of their 35-yard line. Ball possession down. They bring Hooper in motion. Here's the option with the football falling forward, but not enough for a 1st down is Rodney Williams, and the defense has stopped the Tigers at the 27, make that the 37-yard line. Matt McKernan, the junior from Daytona Beach, Florida, is the man who makes the hit. The Tigers are facing 4th and 1 in to do the punting. Rusty Sile, the junior from Savannah, Georgia. David Spry will snap it back. Sterling Sharp back at the Carolina 24-yard line. Earlier in the ball game, the Gamecocks were guilty of roughing the kicker. Here's the punt, not much pressure. A high spiler. Sharp comes up, takes it on the fly, avoids 2 tacklers, gets forward, and is hit down as he gets to the 33-yard line. A lot of the fans looking up in the press box. Senator Bob Dole, the Republican leader in the Senate, is here tonight. He'll be receiving Clemson
all week long with the Carolina-Clemson game so big here in our state.
Gamecocks line up in the run and shoot. They've not run from the I package tonight. Sharp in motion right out to the wide side. Here's a draw play, and they get the ball to Green. Breaks off the right side and gets to the 39-yard line. Running up behind Mark Fryer over there and Calvin Stevens. Tackle made by Doug Brewster, the middle linebacker, and John Johnson, the bandit end, a freshman from LaGrange, Georgia. Good gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down on about 5. Ellis has the wide side of the field to his left. He puts Donnie Smith and Sharp out there. Bethea and White to the short side. The Tigers with only 3 down linemen. Up the middle is Green's got running room, and he's all the way to the 49-yard line. Good block up front by Woody Myers, and the Gamecocks have picked up a 1st and 10. The tackle made by Jesse Hatcher, who is now in there as the bandit end. He normally is the starter.
Good cross blocking up front, a trap blocking that is, and I believe the Gamecocks have got Clemson a little spread out in that defensive unit up there, Bob, looking for the sprint out passes, and that's setting up the blocking up front for Harold Green.
Donnie Smith to the left. Ryan Bethea to the right. They send Kevin White in motion left out to the wide side of the field on 1st and 10. Here's Todd Ellis going deep for Bethea down the sideline. Can't get to it. Good coverage all the way by Wolford down there. Donnell Wolford, the junior from Fayetteville, North Carolina, who's had 1 interception in each of the last 3 games and has a total of 4 on the season. That was just nothing but a fly or streak route for the south end zone down the west sideline right below us here. 2nd and 10 for Carolina. They have the football just inside their territory at the 50-yard line. Woody Myers over the ball. Kevin White in motion left. They have 3 men out on that left side. Ellis back to the 42. Look. Fires one down the sideline, and it's going to be incomplete. Almost intercepted by a lot. He went high in the air, really had it, and dropped it intended for Danny Smith.
Hey, Danny Smith deserves a lot of credit, too, because he really came through the defender there and broke up that interception. The defender had the position on him, Lott, I believe it is, had the position on him, and really, as you said, Bob, the ball was right in his hands, but Danny came over his back and made a good defensive play.
Lott already has 4 interceptions this season, so here's a big play. Carolina from the 49, 3rd and 10. Smith left. Bethea to the right. Kevin White in motion left. Ellis, no doubt, will be throwing straight back, looking. It's a little screen pass, incomplete. Raymond Chavis, the big left tackle, is all over Harold Green as they try to set up a screen. The Tigers defense does the job, and Carolina will be in for their 3rd punt of the ball game. And to snap it back is Joe Addison from Columbia. To kick it, Rodney Price, the sophomore from Batesburg, and down the field, Donnell Woodford. Wolford from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Nice punt this time. High Smiler. Wolford takes it at the 13, gets forward to about the 17-yard line. Thought he might call for a fair catch, but he gambled a bit, made a good catch, and picked up a few yards. And the Tigers had the football 1st and 10 at their own 17. They lead Carolina by a score. Ricardo Hooper, the junior end from Atlanta, Georgia, comes in, and Jennings has already caught 3 passes tonight on that touchdown drive. Hooper comes to the left. He was a starter last year. They put a wide out to the right side. Here's a little trap play as they hand the ball off to McFadden. Goes to the outside, and he is nailed by Ken Sally, who's now in there at one of the safety spots. That was supposed to be one of those sprint draws, but he was forced to the outside. There was nothing going inside at all.
What you've got to do in a case like that, if you're Ken Sally, is have good foot movement and strong arms and hands up front. He played off that blocker with his hands and his arms, his upper body strength, but he kept his feet moving and positioned himself to make the play on McFadden.
Remember, Terry Allen, the freshman from Commerce, Georgia, could not play for Clemson tonight. A rib injury. 3rd and 11. And Rodney Williams wants to throw. Fires, and he overshoots Cooper at the 40-yard line. Gary Cooper was open by a step or 2 in front of the cornerback, Norman Floyd, but the pass was overthrown, and the Tigers will have to kick it away.
Got to give Clemson's offensive line some credit, though. They're really giving Rodney Williams enough time to throw the ball, and that has not been the case when opponents the last 3 or 4 weeks have tried to throw it against the Gamecocks. Clemson is doing an excellent job picking up the blitz.
Only 2 quarterback sacks against the Tigers this season. Back to do the punting, Rusty Sile. Standing back at the 1, he'll kick from the 5. Sharp waiting at the Carolina 42. The kick toward the far side of the field. Hits on the 47. Takes a long roll inside the 40 all the way down to the Carolina 36-yard line. It'll be the Gamecocks football, 1st and 10. 8 minutes, 34 seconds remaining in the first half. The score, Clemson 7 and Carolina 3. That punt covered 48 yards.
Game is turning into being somewhat of a defensive struggle, Bob, and some people talking this week thought it would really be a high-scoring ball game. I never really thought that. I mean, with the defensive
No, I didn't either.
Particularly when you come into a highly competitive game like this, normally your defenses are the ones that shine.
And two of the better defenses in the country. Carolina puts 3 men out to the wide side of the field. Sharp's in motion out that way. Ellis rolling, looking, cocks his arm. He's going to be thrown for a loss. Back at the 30-yard line. Carolina had Bethea down the middle, Sharp on the right sideline. They had White going deep, and they had Danny Smith over on the left. But Otis Moore, the big tackle, 260-pounder, a sophomore from Augusta, Georgia, messed the whole thing up. And he spilled Ellis for a 7-yard loss. It'll be 2nd and 17. And the Tigers' secondary so far has done an excellent job. Woody Myers over the football. Run and shoot for Carolina. They put 3 men on the left side, 1 on the right side. Ellis back. Over the middle, he's got Danny Smith to the 50, to the Tiger 44-yard line. Brought down by Jesse Hatcher. That's that new formation we've not seen before this year. 3 men out on one side, 1 on the other, and that was a crossing pattern. And Danny Smith right on target. Ellis, and credit the offensive line. They did a good job.
They really did, and you overload on one side, and quite simply, Gamecocks have more people over there than Clemson does, and Danny Smith ran an excellent pattern, and as you said it, Bob, with time, Todd Ellis put it right on the money.
That play covered 25 yards. It's at the Tiger 45-yard line. Kevin White in motion left. Wide side of the field. Ellis on a draw. Delay gives it to Green up the middle. Inside the 40, down to the Clemson 37-yard line. Good blocking up front. Myers in there, Shivers and Stevens and Pryor, and it's a gain of about 6 yards. It'll be 2nd down, maybe 7 yards. 2nd down and 3 for Carolina at the Tiger 37. Clemson 7, Carolina 3. Just under 7 minutes remaining in the first half. Woody Myers comes over the ball. They run from the normal run and shoot offense. The Tigers with a 50 defense. 5 down linemen, 2 linebackers playing fairly loose. Nobody in motion yet. And they give the ball right up the middle, and with the football for Carolina driving the middle is Harold Green, and he's very close to the 1st down yardage. Make that Keith Bing. That's why I held up momentarily. I thought they had brought Bing in the ball game. The junior from Aiken, South Carolina, averaged 5.9 yards per carry. They'll bring the chains out to see if the Gamecocks have picked up a 1st down. If they have, it'll be number 6 for them in the football game. For the Tigers, they also have 6. So the chains go down. It's going to be very close. It's 1st and 10, Carolina. Just inside the Tiger 35-yard line. We'll call it the 35. The ball 20 yards in from the west sideline. When they come out of the huddle, as Ellis looks over to the offensive coordinator, Frank Sadler, for the play. Ellis will have the wide side of the field to his left. Ellis 5 for 10 in the passing department for a total of 50 yards. Clemson 7, Carolina 3. 6 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the first half. 3 wide receivers will be out on the left side, the wide side of the field. Bing is the running back. Ellis rolls out behind Bing, fires to the corner to Sharp. There is a penalty marker down. Sharp grabbed the ball, but that play may have been dead before it got underway, and if so, it's probably delay of